Right. The menu is out.
Yes. So, do you know anything about this film in advance, Simon?
No. Well, I know roughly the subject area, that's all.
Okay. Because obviously I checked with the trailer to make sure that I wasn't giving away more than the trailer. There is partly Anya Taylor-Joy was on the telly the other day saying, you need to know nothing about the film in advance. And when I saw the film, I knew nothing about it. And I watched the trailer afterwards to see how much the trailer gives away. So I'm working within the confines of the trailer and what's available for publicity material. So Black Comedy Chiller, directed by Mark Mylod, who's best known for his work probably on Succession and Entourage. Produced by Adam McKay and Will Ferrell. So the setup for this is not a million miles away from a film which we'll talk about later on, which is Glass Onion. So a disparate group of people travel to a posh private island where a celebrity chef, Julian, played by Ralph Fiennes, will present them with an ultra expensive meal at Hawthorne, which is his ultra exclusive restaurant. The guests include John Leguizamo as a movie star whose career has hit the skids to some extent, Janet McTeer as a restaurant critic who helped make Ralph Fiennes' career earlier on, a bunch of obnoxious rich financiers, and Nicholas Hoult as a Julian superfan, Tyler, who takes pictures of the food on his phone despite being told not to. And he was showed up with a date, Margot, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, who was not the date with whom he booked the restaurant booking originally, which we discover fairly early on. At first, the food is just the usual preposterous, artsy food, foam on a rock, an empty breadboard. And Nicholas Hoult says, look, he's not just a chef, he's a storyteller. The game is trying to figure out the exactly, but that's the point, the overarching theme of the entire dinner. And it turns out that it is indeed a game, but how much of it is real and how much of it is stagecraft just to get the digestive juices flowing, no one's quite sure. Here is a clip at which the male guests are told to take a run for it.
To our male diners, we now offer you the chance to escape. You'll be given a 45-second head start, at which point members of my staff will try and catch you. If they do catch... Okay. 45 seconds starts now.
Hold it.
What?
Sorry. Come on, I'm wonderful critic.
I'll send for help first thing.
You too.
Can I just say, so that right at the end where he says, you two, he's pointing at Nicholas Hoult, but there were a couple of looks from our friend Rafe there, which were Voldemort to an absolute. The way he looks at those guys as they're running off, he's thinking, yes, kill the spare. That's what I was thinking.
Kill the spare, yeah, which is still the most terrifying line from the Harry Potter films, isn't it? So, look, this is kind of fun in a disposable way. The script is by Seth Rice and Will Tracy, and it had appeared on the Blacklist. We've talked about the Blacklist before. The Blacklist is a list of lauded but as yet unmade screenplays. 2019, Emma Stone was in place to star with Alexander Payne, who made Nebraska and Downsizing, directing. Now it reaches us under Mark Mylod, who, as I said, Succession, Entourage, you're actually way back in the future, Ali G. This has a slick sheen and a few sort of nicely bitey treats. Like the meal, I have to say, it's all surface and no substance. What it tells us, much as we knew from Triangle of Sadness, is that the super rich are horrible, and people who pay this kind of money to eat foam on a rock pretty much deserve what they get. It zips along merrily enough. There are a couple of kind of fun, smug, posh, foodie laughs. It is, I think, very much an appetizer for Glass Onion, which is also, we're going to talk about in a moment, but has a similar kind of setup. But if you look at the trailer, it tells you exactly what you need to know about the film. And I enjoyed it. 5 minutes after I'd watched it, I felt like I needed another one, and there is a joke in it about the fact that the food isn't filling. It's not food. It's performance frippery, and all that stuff is fine. Again, fairly easy target. You know what? people who pay staggering amounts of money to go to really, really expensive restaurants where you eat a bit of spit on a leaf have kind of got no one but themselves to blame when they want a hamburger afterwards.
But it's a movie that's going to be in a cinema and will stay in a cinema, as opposed to Glass Onion, which we'll talk about fairly shortly, which won't be in the cinema for very
which will
long.
be in the cinema and then won't be in the cinema.
Well, now, that was a great video, I thought, wasn't
Couldn't
it?
take my eyes off it.
And neither could they.
Do you think they know that they can keep up to date with all things Kermode and Mayo's take by checking out our social channels?
Well, they do now.
Yes, they do.